I am asked many times, how would the federal government decide issues such as Jerusalem or the right of return for the Palestinian refugees or the border? So that it's clear, we are not proposing any policies for the federal government. We are proposing a government based on a constitution, based on a parliament, Palestinians and Israelis as equal in the parliament, based on constitutional right to be elected in 300 parliamentary districts. And those parliament members who are elected, who are legitimately elected in Israel, Palestine, or will be elected once this government is implemented, they will have the legitimacy to decide all the substantive, all the issues that are part of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. In other words, we are only proposing that it would be Palestinian and Israeli parliament members who will have the legitimacy to decide those issues. The Israeli government is not a legitimate government in Israel, Palestine, because it is not elected by the people of Israel and Palestine. And the Palestinian government is not a legitimate government because it's not elected by the people of Israel, Palestine. It hasn't been elected for a long time, but that's beside the point. But there isn't a single legitimate government in Israel, Palestine. Not a single one. There never has been in the history of the area. By legitimate, I mean democratically, legitimately elected government. We are proposing that the people of Israel, Palestine, in Gaza, the West Bank, and Israel will elect, first of all, they will be given the opportunity to vote, all of them, and they will elect parliament members. In order for the parliament members to pass legislation, it would be necessary to have 55% of the Palestinian parliament members and the Israeli parliament members. In other words, 55% of the Palestinian and 55% of the Israeli parliament members to agree on a policy. They may find different ways to resolve issues because they are in the area. They know each other and they know what is possible for their constituents to accept or not accept. And they will have the legitimacy and the responsibility to pass legislation that would be reasonable to both sides or to the government of Israel and Palestine as well, because they are given a veto power under the Constitution if the legislation violates their sovereignty. So the federal government will be a huge political force because it would be the only elected government in Israel, Palestine. And because it is the only legitimately elected government in Israel, Palestine, it will have huge political power. And that's really what democracy is about. And it's not going to, we are not dictating how the parliament will decide. We are saying, once the parliament is elected, they will find a compromise. They will have the responsibility and the duty to find a compromise on all major issues. Thank you.